Has your cat ever gotten older and one day just vanished? Or maybe it hasn't happened to you yet, but you've heard the stories. The cat who walked out the door and never came back. The cat who hid under the porch. The cat who crawled into a closet and refused to come out. Most people say the same thing. Cats go away to die alone. It's one of those beliefs that everyone accepts. It feels true. It sounds poetic. A quiet, dignified exit. But here's what nobody tells you. Your cat isn't leaving to die alone, and they're not being noble. What's actually driving that behavior is something far more raw than dignity. And by the time we get to number 7, you'll understand why that disappearance isn't your cat walking away from you. It might be the last thing they ever do for you, and it will break your heart in a way you don't expect. Let's start with the story everyone tells. 1. They're not choosing to die alone. The idea is everywhere. Cats are independent. Cats are stoic, so when the end comes, they slip away quietly because they want privacy. They want to handle it on their own terms. It's a beautiful narrative, and it's completely wrong. Here's the thing. Choosing to die alone requires the understanding that death is coming. That's a concept, an abstraction, an awareness of mortality that even most humans struggle with. Your cat doesn't know they're dying. They don't have a concept of the end. What they have is something much more immediate. They feel wrong. Their body is sending signals it has never sent before. Pain they can't locate. Weakness they can't explain. A heaviness that won't lift no matter how long they sleep. And when a cat feels that kind of wrongness, they don't think about death. They think about survival. And survival for a cat has one ancient rule that overrides everything else. When you're weak, hide. 2. Hiding is the oldest survival instinct they have. Why do cats hide when they're sick? Not just dying. Even a cat with a minor illness will tuck themselves away somewhere quiet, under the bed, behind the couch, in a closet they never use. Most owners notice this and think their cat wants to be left alone. But that's a human interpretation. The real reason is millions of years old. In the wild, a sick or injured animal is a target. Predators detect vulnerability. They watch for limping, for slowed movement, for isolation from the group. A cat who shows weakness in the open is a cat who gets hunted. So evolution built a solution deep into their wiring. The moment a cat's body registers that something is seriously wrong, a switch flips. Hide. Now. Find somewhere enclosed, dark, defensible. Disappear from the world until you either recover or you don't. Your elderly cat who crawled under the house wasn't choosing solitude. They were running a survival program that has kept their species alive for millions of years. They weren't walking toward death. They were hiding from it the only way they know how. 3. They're not leaving you. They're trying to protect themselves. Here's what makes this harder. When your cat hides during their final days, the location they choose tells you what their body is prioritizing. Cats who hide inside the home, under beds, inside closets, behind furniture, are seeking enclosure. Their instinct says, find walls on as many sides as possible, reduce angles of exposure, make yourself small. This is a cat whose body is in defense mode, but who still feels safe enough to stay within the territory. Cats who leave the home entirely are in a deeper state of distress. Their body has escalated beyond find a hiding spot to leave the territory. In the wild, this would mean dragging themselves to a burrow, a rock crevice, a dense thicket, somewhere nothing can reach them. When a domestic cat walks out the front door during their final hours, they're not choosing the outdoors. They're searching for a fortress that doesn't exist in your house. The instinct is screaming for a level of protection that walls and furniture can't provide. Neither of these choices is about you. Neither is about leaving. Both are about a body trying desperately to keep itself alive using the only tools evolution gave it. Your cat didn't walk away from you. They walked toward safety. And the cruelest part is that the safest place they've ever known, your home, your arms, your presence, couldn't override a signal that's been firing in their species since before humans existed. 4. They hide their pain. That's why you don't see it coming. Have you ever had a cat who seemed perfectly fine one day and was gone the next? No warning, no gradual decline, just a switch from normal to gone. This is the part that haunts most owners. How did I not see it? You didn't see it because your cat made sure you wouldn't. Cats are masters of pain concealment, not by choice, by design. In the wild, showing pain is showing vulnerability, and showing vulnerability gets you killed. So cats evolved to mask symptoms until their body physically cannot mask them anymore. A 2016 study from the University of Montreal examined pain recognition in domestic cats and found that cats can maintain normal behavioral patterns, including eating, grooming, and social interaction, while experiencing significant internal distress. The external signs, subtle changes in ear position, whisker tension, eye shape, are so minimal that even trained veterinarians miss them without specific assessment tools. That means your cat wasn't hiding their pain from you to be brave. Their body was hiding it from the world because showing it was never an option. The stoicism that we romanticize as dignity is actually a survival mechanism that works against the cat and against the owner. By the time you see the signs, the cat is already far past the point where hiding is their only remaining instinct. You didn't fail to notice. You were never meant to notice. That's how deep the concealment goes. 5. The ones who stay are telling you something different. Here's the part most people never talk about. Not every cat leaves. Some cats do the exact opposite. They stay closer than ever. They follow you from room to room. They sleep pressed against you. They sit on your chest and stare at your face. They stop eating, but they won't stop being near you. And this behavior tells you something profound about the bond. Cats who stay close during their final days have made a calculation that contradicts every survival instinct in their body. Their wiring says hide. Their wiring says disappear. Their wiring says isolation is safety, but something in them is stronger than the wiring. Something says this human is safer than any hiding spot. These are cats whose attachment has overridden their biology. The same way a bonded cat adjusts their sleep schedule to match yours, or follows you to the bathroom because they can't stand a closed door between you. Except now the stakes are immeasurably higher. The body is failing. Every instinct screams to run, and they choose to stay. If your cat ever spends their final days in your lap instead of under the bed, understand what that cost them. Every survival instinct they had said leave, and they looked at you and decided that wherever you are is where they want to be, even now, even at the end. 6. What you do in those final days matters more than you think. When your cat is hiding and you know the end is close, what should you do? Most people struggle with this. Do you pull them out? Do you leave them alone? Do you sit nearby and hope they feel your presence? Here's what matters. If your cat has chosen a hiding spot, don't drag them out. That hiding spot is their fortress. It's the one place where their body feels the smallest amount of control it has left. Removing them destroys the only security they've managed to build. But you can be near. Sit on the floor outside the closet. Lie next to the bed they're under. Don't reach in. Don't call their name repeatedly. Just exist nearby, quietly, the way you would with a cat who's sharing space with you on any normal afternoon. Some cats will come out, not all, but some will hear your breathing, catch your scent, and slowly crawl toward you. Not because you called them, because your presence did what it has always done. It told their nervous system that the world is slightly less frightening than their body says it is. And if they don't come out, that's okay too. You being near that hiding spot, close enough for them to hear you and smell you, means that the fortress they built has a guardian outside the door. They know you're there, and knowing you're there might be the last comfortable thing they feel. 7. They don't leave because they don't love you. They leave because they always did. Here's what every point has been building toward, and it's the truth that makes this the hardest behavior to understand and the most important one to get right. Your cat didn't leave because they wanted to be alone. They didn't leave because the bond broke. They didn't leave because you failed them. They left because their body gave them one final command, and it was louder than everything else. Hide now, before something finds you. That command has been in their species for millions of years. It was there before your cat knew your face, before they learned your voice, before they synced their sleep to yours and chose your lap over every other surface in the house. It was there first, and when the body began to fail, it spoke first. But here's what that command couldn't erase. Every night your cat chose to sleep beside you instead of alone. Every morning they waited by the door because your footsteps meant the world was about to start again. Every time they sat across the room and watched you, hour after hour, because the sight of you was the only thing that made everything feel safe. The leaving wasn't a choice your cat made about you. It was a reflex their body made about survival, and the years of love before it, the sitting, the sleeping, the following, the staring, the purring, that was the choice. That was your cat, every single day choosing you over instinct. The cat who left didn't stop loving you at the end. The end just spoke in a language older than love, and your cat, who spent their whole life learning to speak yours, couldn't translate the last word. They didn't leave you, they just couldn't stay. And those are not the same thing.